What's up, my GYV family out there? Doing a garden update for everybody. We're trying to get geared up for our fall season, and just want to let you know what we're doing out here. And it's a pretty big undertaking, expanding the garden this year, and all the other things I want to try and do, because as you do gardening and really get into it, there's so many different ways to grow vegetables and plants, and everybody's area is different with elements. My area's elements are, you know, the high winds maybe for hurricanes and the constant afternoon showers. It seems like we're getting like an inch of rain every single afternoon, and it just doesn't seem like it's going to quit, but we know eventually it's going to quit. And I want to get prepared for my fall season, early crops for the fall. Here starting my transplants so I can plant them mid September. So let me show you what's going on here and tell you what I'm thinking. You can tell me what you're thinking, and we'll go from here. So here is the front garden. I got to come up with a name of this for this front garden, because I got a back garden, and I don't know, I don't really like front garden, back garden. I know the guy over there at Lazy Dog Farms, he calls things like the dream garden. That's kind of cool. Maybe I'll call this one the O-Girl's garden, and that one the Daddy-O's garden or something in the back. Just thinking out loud there. But hey, so I have my tiller out here. It's been pounded by rain. You know, it's just been raining every single day, and my plans were like a week ago. I set these PVC pipes because I hand dig my rows in until I come up with a better way of doing it. I'm sure there is a better way. If there's a better way of doing this, let me know, and I'll research it. But I set the pipes 30 inches apart, 18 inches apart, 30 inches apart, 18 inches apart, and on. So I create 9 rows here. I can probably tighten that down and get, you know, 10, 11, 12 rows in this place, but I like the extra space. So I'm gonna dig these in, build the mounds, and I purchased a big old tarp from Haas Tools. It's a 40-foot by 50-foot black plastic tarp that I just want to cover this whole area after I've done built my rows, so that it can just chill and I don't have to worry about weeds. And if you do gardening in Florida, you know all about the weeds that we have here. Between all the rain and all that sunshine we get, is just a perfect recipe for a weed disaster in your garden. This area was covered by a tarp for about 3 weeks. It's been off the tarp. I moved the tarp back to the Daddy-O's garden. Yeah, okay, I don't know about that. So like 2 weeks ago, and you can already see, well, I can see on the, I don't know if you can see it on the camera, but there is weed pressure already coming up all over the place, and I need to get the rows built, correct the irrigation, cover it up, and start working on my transplants, because you want to start your transplants about a month out from your time of putting them in the ground. So that's the game plan I'm going to be working on. I also have some other plans of maybe doing a greenhouse over here, like a 10-foot by 12-foot greenhouse right in this area to start my transplants. Starting transplants in the springtime isn't so bad, because it's, you know, going from cold to warm. And in the fall, I'm worried about the transplant pots, because they're so small, drying out. Doing a greenhouse here, but not like a full-fledged greenhouse, really more of protecting it from the rain with the sides up, kind of set up over here, to allow a lot of airflow, versus starting them in my shed under green lights, they would just totally get nuked in there because it's going to be 100+ degrees in that shed. And I don't want to leave the shed open because, you know, I don't want anybody stealing my stuff. So that's what I'm thinking that I might do. Or I might get some grow lights and grow them in the house. But I grew microgreens in the house last year, and I had fruit flies that just took over. So I don't want the fruit flies in my house. So, but that's what I'm thinking. Yeah, so thinking about transplants for the fall season. If you're in Florida, you're probably thinking the same thing about your transplants, so you can get an early start on your fall season if you decided not to grow in the summer like me. I am glad I didn't grow in the summer because we get an inch of rain every single day. It's downpouring, it's hot, it's humid. You will be fighting every single species of fungus on your plants and diseases. It's just, to me, it's just not worth it. It's just take a break, cover it up, get back to it, and start thinking about September, October, getting your crop in the ground. We have a really late frost period. If we even have a frost in Florida, typically you don't see this occur until like the end of December. So we have a very long growing season in Florida, which literally you can grow year round. But in Florida, I just don't want to do it. So take the time to expand the garden, do the things that you want to do, that you can now have time to do it. Instead of tending to your plants, just take a break and do it that way. So that's my little tip on growing in my zone 10A here in Florida. And I have a lot of work to do here, and I need to get to it. So I want to say thank you for watching my video. And don't forget to hit the subscribe button for future videos, and stay tuned for those videos. So thank you everybody, and happy gardening.